The Alpha's Rejected One. Episode 11. Willow. Today was the day that Luca's punishment was to be carried out. Elder Lance had sent the others back as they were needed on another case. He was staying to watch it be done and report back. Lincoln did not want me to attend, but I needed to see this myself. I need the closer end to know that I can close that part of my life and that he will not be able to harm another person. I also want to show Lucas that I made it. He didn't break me to the point I couldn't heal and live a life full of love and family. He needs to see how much stronger I am now. That I am not some little weak, scared girl I was before. I know I owe all of this to Lincoln. If he and River didn't find me that night, I genuinely believe I would have died chained to the pole, and that's what I want Lucas to see. I didn't die that night. Little one, are you sure you want to go? Lincoln asked me for the 10th time this morning. As he steps into the bathroom, I need to, Lincoln. He stands behind me, looking at me through the mirror as I brush out my hair. Leaning forward, he places a kiss on my bare should. I just worry about you. I don't want you to see such a punishment. Laying the brush down, I turn, sliding my arms around his neck. Placing his hands on my hips. I know you don't, but for me to continue to heal and fully move on with my life and close the door to the past, I need to watch the man who did all those things to me be punished. I am not some weak little girl anymore, and I have you to thank for that. I promise I will be all right. You will be there with me. Letting out a defeated sigh, his shoulders slumped, leaning his forehead against mine. All right, I understand what you are saying, and I guess I can understand where you are coming from. But if at any time it gets to be too much, you tell me, and we will leave. Reaching up, kissing his lips softly. Thank love, I whisper to him, kissing him again. I went to pull back so I could finish getting ready, but my mate clutched my hips tighter, holding me against his front. My sweet, soft kiss. He turned into a hard biting my lips kiss, pressing his body into mine, causing the counter to dig into my back, moving one of his hands to the back of my neck, tilting my head where he could deepen the kiss. Lincoln, I murmur out, but he didn't break the kiss. Link, I try again, only to be cut off by him plunging his tongue in my mouth, breaking apart as we both suck in some much-needed air. Both of our chests were heaving up and down, with how hard he just kissed me. Placing my hands flat against his chest, I could feel his heartbeat. His black eyes peered down at me, growling lowly. He attacked my neck, bending me slightly backward over the counter. Lincoln, we need to get ready. He nipped my neck close to my mark, making me let out a moan. Lincoln, he grabbed my hips, hoisting me up on the counter and pushing my leg open as he placed his body between my knees. His big hand cupped my jaw as he tipped my head back. A knock on the door made him snap his head up. Are you two ready yet? We heard Rivers's voice call through the door. Lincoln groaned as his head fell to my shoulder. Why? He mumbled out. Well, come on, you two. His voice came again, as the pounding contained. Lincoln lifted his head, his eye back to normal. We will pick this up later. He held me off the counter, walking out of the bathroom and heading towards the door, laughing as I hear the door open. You have the most impeccable timing. You know that a swipe. Lincoln growls out. Oh, my bad, didn't mean to cock block you. A growl ripped through the room as I heard a thud followed by ouch, then the door slamming. Laughing at them too. Little one, I will meet you downstairs when you are done. I hear Lincoln's voice pop into my head. I won't be long, I tell him. I quickly finished, as it was much faster without him in here. Pulling the door open, I wasn't surprised to find Tyler standing there. Tyler, I greet him. Ms. Willow, you ready to head down? Stepping out, I shut the door. Yes, thanks for walking me, I tell him as we fall into steps down the hall. He smiled down at me. You are welcome, Ms. Willow. Lincoln told him he didn't have to guard me anymore and that he would find a replacement, but he said Lincoln he didn't want to be replaced, and even though Lucas was locked up, he wanted to remain my guard. He said Heather told him she would kick him for not following through with his duties and making sure her friend was protected. Of course, they all ragged on him about how he was scared of his little mate, but I would be, too. She can be quite scary when she wants to be. Making our way down the last set of steps, everyone was gathered in the foyer area. Lincoln, spotting me, came over, taking my hand as he kissed my temple. Everything is in place. Shall we head out? They will bring Lucas out once we are there, his dad said as he walked up to us. All of us stepped out the door. We walked along the path in a group. Lincoln did not let go of my hand, and I was thankful for that. Reaching the area, there was a small platform with what looked like a wooden bench. We gathered on one side as we saw Elder Lance standing at the bottom of the steps on the other side. A few minutes passed when we spotted warriors leading Lucas up to the platform. He did not look at any of us, his eye cast down, and his wrists were bound with silver cuffs. Forcing him to his knees in front of the bench, they pushed his head, laying the side of his face down. His eyes were facing us. They chained him in that position. He didn't struggle. His eyes were blank. He was just stared out, not focusing on anyone or anything. Elder Lance walked up. Standing there, Alpha Lucas, you are hereby sentenced to death by beheading for the crimes against you. You have been found guilty of mistreatment of your own pack, abuse to a minor, and engaging in rogue activities such as kidnapping with the intent to harm the future Luna Queen. Elder Lance turned to us. Beta River, he held his hand out. If you would please join me. River kissed Mia as he patted Heather's cheek. His eye finding me, he gave me a nod as he continued up the stairs towards Elder Lance. Elder Lance held out what looked to be an axe. The edge looked so sharp that just a piece of paper falling on it would split into two. The sunlight beamed off it as Elder Lance handed it over to River. It has a silver blade. Lincoln whispers in my ear. It is only used for this type of punishment. Nodding cause I didn't trust myself to speak. My heart was racing so fast I thought it would jump out of my chest. When you are ready, Beta. Elder Lance stepped back. River stepped closer, laying the sharp side on the back of Lucas's neck. He wiggled against the restraints. When I glanced at Lucas, his eyes were locked on me. Don't look at his eyes. Look at River. Keep your eyes on him. Luca does not deserve for you to look in his eyes while he dies. Whatever you do, keep your eyes on River. Lincoln says to me, moving my eye to River. He was looking straight at me. Leaning down, he whispered something in Lucas's ear, lifting the axe, his eyes never leaving me as he brought the axe down. Lincoln. Willow jumped at the thud the axe made as it lodged into the wooden top. Luca's head rolled, landing on the floor of the platform. Glancing down at Willow, her eyes were still locked on River. As he stared back at her, his face saying it all, I knew why he chose to be the one to carry out this punishment. Dropping his hands from the handle, he stepped back, making his way down the steps and coming to stand in front of Willow, taking a knee, lifting his gaze to look straight at her. Willow's eyes widen as she looks at him. "River, what are you?" "I, River Delaney, Beta of the Night Howlers, pledge my solemn loyalty to my Luna Queen Willow Winters. I vow to serve you and only you till the end of your reign. I will willingly follow any and all orders given to me. I will protect my Luna Queen till my last breath." "River," she whispered his name, her eyes moving to meet mine. Tipping my head towards River, she looked back at him. River had cut his right palm. Willow gasped as she saw his hand. "River." I stepped forward, took the knife, and reached for her right hand. She was shaking. I knew he was planning this. He had already spoken to me about it. His bond with Willow is strong. He looks at her like he does his sister. He wants to pledge his loyalty to her. Not many do this anymore. It's an old custom that has been forgotten. He and I also have an oath. It is a brother's blood oath. We did it when we were teenagers. I do not regret it. I think that is one of the reasons why we are so close. He knows my moves before I make them, and vice versa. We can read each other without speaking. Little one, River is pledging to you to seal it. It is done with blood. It is a blood oath, and to do so, you must cut your palm and press it to his if you accept his pledge." She nodded her head as tears filled her eyes. She held her hand out, letting me turn it over, taking the knife and running the tip on her palm. She hissed a bit, clasping their hands together. "You need to say out loud, I, Willow Winters, accept your pledge." River Delaney, taking in a breath. "I, Willow Winters, accept your pledge." River Delaney. Her voice cracked at the end, letting their hands as soon as he stood up. Willow threw herself at him, wrapping him in a hug. He chuckled as he hugged her back. Looking past them, I saw Mom in tears as she held onto Dad's arm. Mia and Heather were holding each other, crying as they looked at them. Tyler's hand on Heather's shoulder. Despite wanting to be here, her uncle and aunt couldn't make the trip. They were needed at their pack. Their daughter Fania left again to continue her alpha training, so it was just us. Daniels was helping Ryland with some training. He said he was changing his schedule for that good-for-nothing alpha. I didn't blame him. He was loyal to him for years, and now there is nothing being held over his head anymore. Stepping closer, "All right, give me my mate back." I pulled Willow away from him, causing him to laugh, holding his hands up. Okay, geez, Buzz Killer," letting out a growl. I feel an elbow to my side. Glancing down, "Behave," Willow says, looking up as she smiles at me. "Yeah, listen to your mate," River chimes at me. Glaring at him, he quickly hurries off to his own mate, wrapping his arms around her. "Chicken," I call him through the link. He only smirks at me. "Excuse me, Prince." Elder Lance came to stand in front of us. He was holding a container in his hands. Willow looks at it, scrunching her brow together. "Elder Lance, what is in the container?" she asked him. I already knew what it was. "Ms. Willow, I must take proof back to the council showing that the punishment was carried out." She raised her brows as she looked at me and then back to him. "Proof like what?" "That's a big container, it's supposed to be, as it contains his head, Ms. Willow. One thing I've learned about him is that he don't hold anything back. He says what is the truth, whether you want to hear it or not. Willow lets out a gasp as she covers her mouth. Now, don't get all upset. We will dispose of it once the council has seen it. We do not keep them, he chuckled. I will have someone take care of the body, I tell him. Good. I will take my leave now, but I would like to return and continue to help Ms. Willow develop her power better. You are welcome anytime. I hold my hand out to him. I will inform you when the council has seen the proof. He shakes my hand, then shakes Willow's next. Thank you for all your help, Dad says to him. It was a pleasure seeing you again, he tells Dad. He said goodbye to the others. We watch as he walks away, carrying Luca's head in the container tucked under his arm. In his other hand, he carried the axe. Come on, little one, let's go. I slide my arm around her lower back, using my body to block her so she didn't see the headless body still chained down to that wooden top. Lincoln, I have already sent for someone to clean up. Dad linked me? Thanks. How is your hand? I asked her as we walked along the path back to the house. She held her hand up, showing me her palm. Good, it is healed. See, all you could see was a little red line where it healed. Nodding my head, I pulled her hand up, kissing the spot. We all walked in silence the rest of the way. It was not awkward. It was pleasant, calm almost. It was as if a weight had been lifted off us. Willow seemed like she was released from that dark place. She seemed to be lighter on her feet. Her whole aura was different. Maybe now we can move forward and not have anything hanging over us anymore or some sudden things popping up. I want to hold her Luna ceremony as soon as I take over. I know Dad is ready to slow down and have the time to spend with Mom even though they act like teenagers most of the time. Willow. I was still in shock at what River did. I had no idea that pledges were something I had never seen anyone do or even heard of them being done, so when he dropped to his knees, I was very confused. I mean, 1 minute, he's standing over the man who made my life hell and the next, he's pledging his loyalty to me. I did what Lincoln said, so I kept my eyes on River and jumped with the axe's sound when it hit the wooden top. I didn't look to see if his head fell from his body or if it rolled across that platform. I kept my eyes on River. Lucas never made a sound, any scream, no yelp, nothing, just a small gurgle. When we started walking back, I had a feeling wash over me. It was as if everything that happened and all the worry and all the pain was lifted off me. It was like fresh air filled every dark spot I held onto, and even until now, it was all gone. A new sense of happiness filled my chest. I was finally free of him. He would not be able to haunt me anymore, not even in my dreams. He would not be able to cause chaos in my life. I didn't have to look over my shoulder, wondering when he would pop up again. That chapter was closing and leaving room for a new one to open without darkness or pain. It will be filled with love and happiness. Milo. Hey, Milo, can you gather the equipment and put it away? Ronnie called out as he started cleaning up where everyone had thrown the towels on the ground, not even getting half of them in the bin. Yeah, no problem. I started cleaning up, stacking all the pads back in one area. Once I was done, I moved over to helping Ronnie as we pushed the bin back up the path. We should make them take their towels back up. I wrinkled my nose at the smell coming out of the bin. Ronnie let out a chuckle. It would be a nice thought, wouldn't it? But somehow, I don't see them doing that. We should go on strike. I laughed out, hearing myself. he just shook his head, laughing with me. Ronnie and I have gotten a lot closer the longer I am here. My life is so different than before, but I feel more at peace with how my life is going now than when I thought Lucas was my father. How are things going with Ashlyn? Bobbing my head, good. She really likes it here. She said it was a lot calmer, quieter. Ashlyn came here after a week of us talking on the phone. We had a lot to go over when she got here, like that fact I wasn't of alpha blood. She looked very different when she arrived. I think the stress of everything had started to take a toll on her, but she agreed to stay and try and work things out between us. She has fallen into a routine like I have, helping around the pack where it's needed. Ashlyn seems to like helping mostly in the clinic. She and Mom have become close. She told Mom she likes this side of her, which I agree with. Mom is now 10 times better than old Mom. She and Ashlyn cook dinner every night. I can see she had settled in nicely. Your mom is very fond of her, which is good. Maybe it will help Caitlin. Even though we have been here for a while, Caitlin still fights against the whole, helping and working together in the pack. She is still sour over being thrown out of the Night Howlers. Ashlyn tried being her friend, but Caitlin didn't want anything to do with her. After Ashlyn started changing and doing more in the pack, I don't know. Caitlin don't really bother with Ashlyn anymore. I thought she would let it go after a while, but she is still hooked on being tossed out of the Night Howlers. Well, you can't force someone to change. They have to be willing and ready to change themselves, like you did. Nodding my head, we stopped outside of a huge brown door. Ronnie gave it a knock. It opened as one of the Omegas stepped out. Oh, more towels, she chuckled. Sorry, Sarah, but yes, and there is to be another class this evening. I'll stop by and get the bin, taking the clean one down. Thank you, Ronnie. She looks over. Hello, Milo. Good to see you. Afternoon, Sarah. She smiles, grabbing the bin and pulling it through the door. I will leave the bin outside the door for you, Ronnie, waving at her. Thanks, Sarah. Making our way back to the house, coming through the door, we heard Caitlin screaming, I am not doing anything of that. I am tired of always doing chores. Stepping into the kitchen, we saw Caitlin on one side as Mom stood by the sink, hands on her hips. Caitlin, this has to stop. Everyone works together here. Caitlin only scoffs, rolling her eyes. This causes Ronnie to let out a growl. Walking over to her, he peers down at her. I am tired of your little tantrums. You have been here long enough to know how this works. You are no better than anyone else. If you can't pitch in and pull your own weight, then you can leave. She just glares up at him. You can't tell me what to do. I just shake my head. I can as long as you are under my roof. I have not said anything since you came. I have given you time to let you settle in, but it is enough now. You are not a baby. You are an adult who is lazy and thinks people are to serve you like you are some kind of royal. Well, new flash, little girl, you are not of alpha blood, nor are you a royal. You are merely a warrior daughter, and if you cannot deal with that and the rules in those pack and house, then I think it time you pack your bags and leave. I felt someone grab my hand. Looking over, I saw Ashlyn. Caitlin at it again, she says as she peeks in the kitchen, yet and I think she had pushed Ronnie to the breaking point this time. Leaning over, I place a kiss on her temple, watching as she smiles up at me. you can't make me leave. Mom, do something. She whines out as she stomps her foot. No, Caitlin, Ronnie is right. It's been long enough, and I am tired of fighting with you. If you can't start helping and stopping this fighting, there's no place here for you. This is not our old home. This is our new place. You need to get on the ball or leave. How could you? How could I? Mom cut her off. You know you are lucky that the king gave you the easy way out. Hell, I am lucky he didn't throw me in the cell that day I went to see him. He was well within his right to do so, but he didn't. He gave you a second chance, and you are blowing it by being a brat, and I am tired of it. You call this a second chance? Caitlin huffed. How is this a second chance, Mom? How? Since I came here, all I have done is work. I couldn't listen to her anymore. Stepping into the kitchen, Caitlin, how do you think Willow felt? She slaved over us day and night. You would make her do all the chores by herself, even with all the beating we did to her, but you are complaining about having to help out. Oh please, Milo, no one wants to hear about your ex-mate. I was better than her back then and I am still better than her now, that is it. Ronnie roared, stepping closer to her, get out of my house. He was right in her face. She flinched, looking at Mom. Mom! She cried out, don't look at her, she can't help you. You can take what you came with. The rest stays, seeing as I bought all of it. You have a half hour to get out. She looked between him and Mom, but no one said anything. Caitlin huffed out, storming past Ronnie, shoulder bumping me as she shoved Ashlyn out of her way, moving to her. Are you all right? She nodded. Yeah, I am fine. Mom broke down. Sobs left her. Ronnie was quick to go to her, pulling her into a hug. I am sorry, love. She shook her head. I know it's not your fault. I tried, Ronnie. I really did. He kissed her head as he rocked her back and forth, rubbing her back. Where do you think she will go? I asked them as I walked Ashlyn over, pulling out a chair for her. I don't know. She hasn't made any friends here. We heard footsteps coming down the steps. As Caitlin appeared in the doorway again, I hope you all are happy. I'm leaving. I don't want to be a part of this messed up family. She spun around, storming out of the house. Mom looked up. I will have to inform the king that she left so he can keep an eye on her. Ronnie nodded. I will follow her and see if she leaves the territory. Then we can call. She was never to leave Packlands. Mom nodded, Ronnie kissing her forehead and walking out of the house. Mom stood there, lost in her thoughts, staring at the floor. Walking over, I took her hand, making her jump a little. Mom, sit down. You look pale. I pulled her to the chair, pulling it out, having her sit down. She held her head as small sobs came from her. I felt bad for Mom. She had really tried to get through to Caitlin. You could see this really hurt her, but she knew it was going to happen sooner or later. Lincoln. It's been a month of no stress, no worrying, no looking over our shoulders. It's been normal regular pack business. Willow has been helping Mom a lot more as she is learning what her duties as Luna all entail. I will say she will be a great Luna. I always knew she would be. We plan to announce everything at the Summer Alpha Ball this month. Mia's birthday is also this month. Willow wanted to have a party for her. Heather had the idea to combine it with the ball. Willow thought that was a great idea, and they decided to keep it a surprise. Willow said for all that Mia has done for her and helped her in the past, she wants to do something special for her, and having this as a surprise to show Mia how important she is. Mia has also been learning what her duties are. She has dove head first into the female beta position. River has been counting down the days till her birthday. He can't wait till she feels the bond like he does. I have to give it to him. It was hard when Willow didn't fully feel it until her bond with Milo was broken. It killed me. He has been a trooper about it, even Tyler. They both have more control than I think I would have. Of course, I would never force Willow. I would wait, but it would be a killer. Lincoln, have you heard anything more on Caitlin? Dad asked. No, she didn't go back to her old pack. I had called and informed the new Alpha, letting him know to keep watch in case she showed up there, but the trackers followed her for a while till her trail went cold just outside of the one territory. He sighed, leaning back. Think maybe she taken refuge in that pack. Pressing his fingers to his eyes, rubbing them slightly, she may have. We could reach out to the pack, but then we don't want to startle her and her take off again. Yeah, true. I can send scouts out again to that area and have them comb through it. Let's do that, but not too close. I don't want them being spotted. Just watch from afar and see what they can find out. I will have Ryland put together a group, quickly linking Ryland, letting him know. That's done. All right, now about the ball. So far, over 50 alphas are attending, all bringing 1 to 2 guesses with them, mostly their daughters hoping they find their mates at the ball. I think that's more than last year, I say as I gather the papers on my desk. The news may not have reached all packs that you found your mate. Some alphas have emailed asking for a private meeting to see if their daughters may be your mate. Say what? He laughs, pointing to the screen of his computer. Getting up, I walk around his desk to look, and sure enough, there are about 10 emails. Ha, there is one that is asking for River. Oh God, that's good. I couldn't help but chuckle. Yes, it seems you are right. We would so mess with him, Dad. What? Like he wouldn't do the same. I mean, he is still sneaking Willow junk food, right? Groaning, I stand up. Yes, I swear since they did the oath, they turned into partners in crime. He will do something, and she swears to it. It's like raising children. I pinch the bridge of my nose. Dad busts out laughing, just as there was a knock on the door. Come in, he calls out in between his laughing. The door opened to a young Omega boy carrying a package. Excuse me, sir, this was just delivered to the main gate. The guards brought it up. Set it over here. Thank you. The boy sets it down and then leaves the office. I scrunched my nose. Dad, do you smell that? I said as we got closer to the package. Yes. He grabs the box, ripping it open. What was in there was not something I would have thought, and at the sight, my stomach dropped. Willow. Willow, you really need to get checked out. It's been 2 weeks. Rising my mouth out, then washing my hands. I know, but right now, there is so much going on with the ball getting closer. Hazel said over 50 alphas are coming. Heck, the one is bringing all 3 of his daughters. I walk out of the bathroom and sit back on the bed. I felt worse today than the other days. Mia came in just as I was running to the bathroom. I'm pretty sure I know the reason for my sickness, and I knew I needed to get checked out, but it's so crazy right now. Plus I wanted to speak with Lincoln, poke around and see what he thinks about kids. We really haven't had that conversion yet, Willow. That's no excuse, it only takes a few minutes to go see Dr. April. She crosses her arms, giving me that stern look. Okay, so maybe I am just worried and afraid of what I may hear. I mean, sure, I may possibly be pregnant, but to actually hear it is another thing. Is it really that bad to find out? She asked me. When I didn't say anything, I kept my eyes down. No, I guess not. Then, what's the hold up? Come on, I will go with you. We can go right now. My eyes widen, like right now. She gave me that look. Yes, Willow, right now, get up. We are going. She pulls me to my feet, pushing me toward my closet. You know you are not supposed to boss around your Luna. I chimed at her. We have been learning our roles. She scoffs at me. Please, right now, you are my friend, and I can do so if Luna is not making sound decisions. Don't make me call for backup. She placed her hands on her hips, smirking at me. Don't you dare. I point my finger at her. Oh, I will, my wonderful friend, Mia. I whined as I walked into the closet to get changed. You know you are to be siding with me, not against me, I grumbled at her. I am on your side, but sometimes you need a kick to get your head on right, I gasped, raising a hand covering my heart. Mia, how could you? You hurt me. I bat my lashes at her. She just rolled her eyes. God, please stop hanging out with River. You are starting to act like him. I stepped out. Well, I am ready, Mother. I coo at her. She grumbles as she walks over and opens the door. Then, she lets out a squeal as Heather stands there. Her hand in the air, ready to knock. Damn it, Heather. She scolds her as her hand on her chest. What? Heather looks at her. What are you doing here? I thought you had something to do, like register for your classes. I did. I'm all set. Since I was done, I figured I would come find you too. Where are you guys going? Well, there's no way we will get out of here without telling her, so we may as well spill it. After we quickly told her what we were doing, she became as giddy as we all got out. I thought we would have to tape her mouth shut till we got out of the pack house. Luna, you sure I shouldn't inform Alpha where we are at? Tyler looks at the building as we approach. If there is something wrong, he will have my head for not telling him. No, Tyler, everything is fine. It's just a checkup. Heather snorts. Check up on how long the bun is going to be cooking, Heather. Mia scolds. As Tyler's eyes widen, he moves his gaze to my belly. We don't know for sure. Please don't say anything. He gives me a nod, but a smile breaks out on his face. God, not him too. We find Dr. April. She sets me up in a room, giving me a cup. I go in and do my business. Taking the cup, she said she would be right back. I sit here biting at the bit. My leg is bouncing as I wait. Dr. April comes in. Sitting down, she smiles at me, but I am too nervous. Well, Luna, she draws out, calm sounding as I am ready to have a heart attack. I would like to say congratulations. You are pregnant. Heather jumps up with a fist pump, followed by a yes. Mia hugs me. I sit there frozen. I figured I was, but now that it was confirmed it really sank in. Pregnant, I am pregnant. Lincoln. Is that? Dad asked as we stared in the box. Yeah, I couldn't say any more. I was completely shocked. I am not sure I understand why or how. Dad stepped back just as his phone started to ring on the desk. Moving over, he picked it up. Hello, Dad paused. Yes, I have received it. He looked over to the box. He reached down, turning to push the button for the speaker. I am glad to hear that, King Winston. Let me introduce myself. I am Alpha Silver. I am sure you are wondering why. The man's voice was deep and raspy sounding. Yes, that would help. I mean, I have a box with a served head in it sitting on my table right now. First thing, I want to ensure that I am in no way an enemy, but I also do not tolerate certain things. My pack generally keeps ourselves. We are a quiet pack, loving and loyal to the royals. But you see, when someone comes in here and starts misbehaving, it puts me in a spot that I do not like having to be in. I am going to say that spot is cutting people's heads off. Yes, as bad as I sound, I am not a mean person by nature, but when it comes to my pack members, I do what is necessary. And what has this person done that made you take the kind of action you did? At first, nothing. She showed up on my borders hungry and with only one bag. She was dirty and seemed to be wandering for days, but she was shining a different color after a few days here. She was trying to gather a group to stand against you and your son. Well, I could not allow that, and seeing as she had seemed to draw the attention of my oldest son, I had to nip that to a stop rather quickly. Would it not be easier for you to place a call to me? I suppose you are right. I do apologize for my actions. When it comes to your family, you do things to protect them. Dad raised a brow as he nodded. Yes, I have to agree with you there. We do things for our loved ones, but I also have to follow the laws we have in place. Alpha Silver is usually an act to show you are declaring war, but as you said, this isn't your act member. I do happen to know who this person is, but what I'm wondering is why you chose to send me her head when there are other ways to handle this. I am in no way declaring war, King Winston. I will admit I was a little out of line. I became enraged when my son got caught up in the middle of this. I know this girl was not a nice one after I did some digging on her. My only goal was to let you know that I had stopped her plan and to prove what I had done. I will take any punishment you see fit to give me. My intention was not that of war or a dark path. Like I said, we are very loyal to the royals and have always supported you. Dad hesitated for a moment, letting out a sigh. Tell you what, Alpha Silver, if you can provide me with proof of her wrongings, I will not pass punishment on you, as you had spoken about your son being in the middle, but I need proof, Alpha. Well, I can get you that proof. Shall we set up a time to meet? My son will be happy to explain everything he knows. I can also get the others that were part of this to come and share what they know. That would work. How about tomorrow afternoon, say 1? Sounds good to me, thank you, my king. Before Dad could say anything, the line went dead. Dad looked at me as he hung up the receiver. That, I think, was the weirdest call I have ever gotten. I have to agree. I will tell Ryland to cancel the trackers. Also, we should probably call her mother. Let's have someone come in and take care of this. He held his hand towards the box. I already linked River. He should be here. There was a knock on the door just as I spoke. Rivers popped in. You rang, your grace. Rolling my eyes at his antics. Shut up and get in here. He comes in, walks up, looks in the box. Whoa, did I miss something? He points in the box as he looks up. It is a long story. Can you dispose of this? Sure. He closes the box and picks it up, walking out of the office and saying something about how he should get a raise. Well, let's call her mother. Willow holding the scan in my hand as we walked back to the house. I wasn't saying anything. I was so lost in looking at the little blob in the picture. I can't believe you're pregnant, Heather singed out. She has been babbling since we heard those words, pregnant. She also threatened Tyler if he let it slip to Lincoln. He swore he wouldn't speak one word. When are you going to tell him? Mia asked. It is all in how you tell him. You need to make it good. Heather was bouncing next to us. Willow, don't listen to her. She would have it on a streamer running through the whole house. Mia laughed as Heather looked at her. Mia, I would not have it on streamers. That's just tacky. Oh yeah? Heather shot back at her. I would make shirts and give them to all the members and have them walk around wearing them. Oh God, Heather, that's even worse. I couldn't help but laugh at them. Ms. Willow, I don't think it matters how big you make it. I am sure our alpha will be happy either way, Tyler said. He gave a quick look at Heather, winking at her, making her blush. I'm not sure how I will tell him. I mean, I am still trying to wrap my head around it. Well, it's happening, so better come up with something or some way. Nodding my head, I know I need to tell him. I don't want to keep it from him. I just didn't think it would happen so quickly. I mean, sure, I know it's possible, but I just did not realize how fast it can happen. I mean, it has only been a handful of times, but I guess that's all it takes. Don't worry, Willow. After this month, I am sure you won't be the only one spotting a bump, Heather says. Heather. Mia yells as she starts to chase her, Heather running laughing as she starts singing about them smooching in a tree. I couldn't help but laugh watching them too. Glancing down at the small printout in my hand, my life was full. I wouldn't have guessed I would end up here in this life. I do not think I could be any happier than I am right now. Placing my hand on my belly, warmth spread through my chest. It hit me. I knew how I was going to tell him, my savior, my mate, my Lincoln. Willow, the day of the ball had finally come. I have managed to keep quiet about the pregnancy for 3 whole days. It was the last Friday of the month. The pack house was full of excitement. People were all over as Omegas finished the decorations and last-minute changes. The menu had been finished at the beginning of the week. The cooks had prepared half the menu, it was just the main meals that needed to be done. Lincoln had left the room early this morning. First, he and his father met to discuss some additions to the pack. Rushing to the bathroom as the nausea kicked in. Willow. I heard Hazel's voice. Crap. I tried pulling my head out of the toilet, but it was a no-go. Oh goodness! Willow, she was beside me, pulling my hair away from my face. Of course, she pops in right as I lurch forward, dropping my head in the toilet. What's wrong? You could hear her worried voice as she rubbed circles on my back. Sitting back on my butt, she hands me a wash rag. Wiping my mouth and holding my hand to my forehead. That was the strongest it hit me so far. The last few mornings it has just been an uneasy feeling, maybe a little dry heaves, but not like this. I felt her hand on my forehead. Maybe I should call Dr. April. Shaking my head. No. It's okay. I'm fine now. Honey, you are pale and sweaty. Holding my hand up. I'm okay. I had not told anyone other than Heather, Mia, and Tyler. It's not that I didn't want to tell anyone, I wanted it to be a surprise, Willow. I don't like this. She went to stand up. No, wait. I grabbed her hand, making her stop. She looked down at me as she rubbed my arm. Dear, if you're sick, it's okay. I'll just call her. She will come here. Letting out a sigh. Well, I guess I am going to have to tell her. She is not going to let this go, and if Lincoln hears that the doctor was called, he's going to come storming in. I have already seen her. She has informed me that this is very normal for my condition. Condition? Sweetie, I don't know of it. She trailed off and closed her mouth. I raised my brows at her. Letting out a squeal, she engulfed me in a hug. Oh my God! Oh my God! You're pregnant! Pulling back, she cupped my face. I could see tears running down hers. Oh, I'm going to be a grandma. Oh, oh. She fanned her face with her hand. She suddenly stopped. Wait, does Lincoln know? Shaking my head. No. I was going to surprise him this evening, she smiled. Grabbing my hands. Please tell me, are you announcing it during the ball? Oh my word, that would be so great. Smiling, I nodded my head. I wanted to do it after surprising Mia for her birthday. I put together a small gift box for him. She pressed her hand to her chest. Oh! She started crying again, waving her hands. God, look at me. I am a blubbering mess. Moving to stand, she helped me up off the floor. I rinsed my mouth and then brushed my teeth. We went back out to the bedroom. I went to the closet, dug out the hidden box, and handed it to her so she could look through it. This is so sweet, she cooked as she placed it all back in the box. Putting it back in its hiding spot. Sitting next to her, she grabbed my hands. I'm so happy, Willow, I know he will be overjoyed. Hearing her words made my heart warm. Seeing how happy she was made it even better. She wiped at her cheeks as she composed herself. She slapped her hands on her thighs. I came up to see if there was anything left to do for Mia's surprise. I don't think so. Heather was making sure it was all done. We didn't really go all out. I knew Mia don't like big over-the-top things, but I know we got her a cake and some presents, and River had his own thing he wanted to do for her during the party. That boy is just too sweet. He is so much like Lincoln, it's no wonder they are so close. Nodding my head, well, I better get back downstairs, things still need to be done. With this house being full of alphas, it's beyond crazy. She stood, you make sure to rest. I'll have an Omega bring something up to help settle your stomach. Holding my hand up, oh no, it's all right, I would like to come down and help. She just looked at me. I could see she did not want me to. I know her enough now that she wants me to stay here and rest, but that would set up a red flag, and Lincoln would notice. He would want to know why I was in our room all day. I don't want Lincoln to get suspicious. If I stay in here all day, he will wonder why. A huge smile appeared. All right, but you take breaks and not overdo it. We can go down to the kitchen and get breakfast. Jumping off the bed, bouncing over, I pulled the door open. Slow down, girl. Be careful, she scolded me, following me out of the room. Lincoln, the last few days have been busy. Alphas have been showing up, bringing their daughter with them, and trying like hell to have me meet them. Dad and Cater have been holding them off. Tonight is the ball. Willow and Mom have worked hard on it. I was proud of Willow. She has stepped up a lot. I left the room early this morning as Dad and I had meetings. We want to expand in different areas around the Pack lands, so we had to meet with the contractors. Then, we needed to look at the field where we were building. The ground crew that is to break ground wanted to have a look over it, plus they wanted to meet with the contractors as well, so we had everyone meeting out at the site. The meeting took a little over 4 hours. We were able to cover everything, so, you ready for tonight? Dad asked as we piled back in the car, nodding my head. I did not say anything. My mind was wandering a little. I was ready to take over for my father. It didn't mean I was nervous about it. I've been helping him for years, but knowing that it would be all falling on me was kinda nerve-wracking. Then there was Willow. What if I mess up? It would be different if it were just me, but it's not. She is with me. What if I make a mistake? It will not only affect me. It will affect her, Lincoln. His hand landed on my shoulder, looking over. Talk to me. You seem like you have a million thoughts going on. Leaning my head back against the seat, I don't know. I mean, I am just worried you're going to screw up. Dad finished off, whipping my head to the side. How? He chuckled. I was the same way, leaning back, letting out a sigh. The day I was to take over, my nerves were all over the place. What if I mess up? What if I don't lead like my father? What if I let him down? Then the thought of screwing up and having your mother next to me really weighed on me. I knew if I messed up, I could face it, but with her next to me, I did not want to do anything that put her in a bad spot or brought her troubles or worry. He looked over at me, giving me a smirk. So being nervous is normal. You will be fine. Want to know how I know that? Because you are my son. I have always shown you what is right, and you have always had a hand in how we run our pack. You have a great mate to stand next to you, and you two will be just fine leading this pack. You know what needs to be done. Don't second guess yourself. Follow your gut. You will know what to do when the time comes. Patting my shoulder, he turned to look forward. His words slowly sank in, and I could feel my worry slowly lifting. Knowing he felt the same way as I did help. At least I wasn't the only one thinking like that, and he was right. I did have a great mate. She is what holds it all together. Willow. The day passed by quickly. It can be a little hectic with a house full of alphas and their daughters. I don't know how often Hazel had to step in, get the daughter to settle, and stop asking for Lincoln. At first, I was annoyed. Even a ping of jealousy rose. The one daughter didn't seem to take the hint of Hazel's words. She kept insisting that she speak with him. Finally, Hazel told her she could speak to me as his mate. She could tell me her problem or concern. and I would gladly explain it to him." The girl's eyes widened as she looked at me, her eyes moving up and down as she smacked her lips, flipped her hair over her shoulder, spun and walked away. "What's wrong with these women?" Hazel groaned, rubbing her temples. I shook my head as I chuckled. How they acted was funny. I know it wasn't announced about him finding his mate. With all that happened, it just didn't get done. That and Lincoln said people would learn of us when it was announced that we were taking over for his parents. I didn't see much of Heather and Mia. They were working with a group of Omegas, finishing up the last few things in the hall where everything would be taking place. Hazel and I checked in with the cooks. All the appetizers were pre-done. Everyone was assigned a duty. Everyone knew what they were to do. Hazel clapped her hands. "All right, everyone. You know your job. You have 2 hours to get ready and must return to the kitchen no later than 6. Everyone scattered, chatting as they left the kitchen, "And you young lady need to get upstairs and get ready." Her hands were on my shoulders, and she spun me, pushing through the doors. Mia and Heater were coming down the hall. "Girls, everything ready?" Hazel asked when they stopped in front of us. "Yes, everyone left out to get ready, so we thought we would come to find Willow so we could get ready ourselves," Mia explains. "Good, good," she gave me a small push. "She all yours. Just remember all of you are being announced. Right after Winston and I enter, it will be Lincoln with Willow, then River and Mia, Heather, you, and Tyler will walk in after them, but Hazel. Why am I being announced? I'm not of rank. I mean, yeah, I am River's sister, but I am not in a position like him. I am happy just to be attending," Heather asked as she looked between us all. "Heather, you are part of this family. Your parents were some of our closest friends. You two are just as much my children as Lincoln is, so you will be announced with the royal family." Heather stared at her, tears in her eyes as Hazel smiled at her with the most loving smile a mother could only give, covering her mouth as a small sob left out. Hazel quickly pulled her into a hug. "Okay, now get your butts moving," she pulls back as she swooshes us down the hall. She turns, heading oppositely. When she stops before Tyler, they speak for a minute, Tyler's eyes widening. "Yep, guess he just found out, too." His eyes move to Heather. Hazel pats his shoulder, then continues down the hall. "Well, ladies, let's get you three upstairs," he says as he walks closer to us, giving Heather a wink. Reaching Lincoln's room and mine, we found Mia's and Heather's dresses had been brought up. Lincoln was getting ready with River. They were to meet us in the front foyer. "Willow, did you get everything you wanted for Lincoln's surprise?" Heather asked as she moved to the vanity to start her makeup. "I did. I have had the box hide in the closet for the last 2 days." She bounced in her seat. "Oh, I can't wait to see the look on his face. He is going to be so excited." "Mia, what about you? Are you excited about your birthday?" "Yeah," Mia shrugs as she holds her gown up, looking over it. "We had picked our dresses out together. Hazel had a bunch brought to the house so we could go through and pick what we liked. I fell in love with the first dress I pulled off the rack." "You don't sound so excited." Heather walks over to her, taking the dress from her. "Mia, are you crying?" Mia shook her head. "I do know why I am. I guess I am just overwhelmed." She wiped her cheek. "Oh God, Mia, you ain't pregnant too?" I mean, it would be cute if you and Willow were pregnant at the same time. Heather, Mia smacked her arm. My word, you crazy girl, how would I be pregnant, River, and I haven't even done anything. Lala lala, Heather puts her fingers in her ear. Nope, don't want to hear anything about my brother. She shudders. God, you are impossible. Mia scolds her. Heather sticks her tongue out at her. Mia does the same back, and just like that, the tense thickness that was filling the room was gone. We laughed as we got ready. Heather, being her silly self, helped a lot. Her goofiness made us feel light-hearted as we laughed. There was a knock on the door. Opening it, Tyler stood there with another guy. Ms. Willow, this Mason. He will be standing guard for me while I step out and prepare. As per Queen Hazel's orders. Oh, okay. We are not ready yet, but maybe in like a half hour. Do you want us to wait till you return before going down? Yes, if you wouldn't mind, Ms. Willow. He is just to guard the door. I won't be long. Heather pulled the door open further. Tyler's face softened as she stood there. Are you leaving? She asked him, nodding. Just for a minute. I need to change. I won't be long. He stepped forward, kissing her forehead, turning to look at the guy. No one is allowed up here. The floor is off limits to all but royal family members. I will be back to escort them downstairs. Yes, sir, Mason says as he takes his place next to the doorway. Tyler pinched Heather's chin, giving me a nod. He walked off down the hall. Heather watched him till he disappeared. I smiled as I looked at her. Even though she couldn't feel the bond, she still looked at him like he hung the moon. Come on, we need to be ready by the time he comes back. I pull her back into the room, shutting the door and locking it before I walk away. I usually don't lock it, knowing Tyler is always standing guard, but I don't know Mason not to pass judgment. I feel safer with it locked. After doing the last touch UPS, it was time to get our dresses on. Maya was wearing a light green colored dress. It had straps that tied up around the back of her neck. The straps were so long that they hung loosely down her back after they were tied. Small silver gemstones were lining the bust area. It wasn't a low-cut dress. It fit Mia perfectly. We both have put weight on being here, and Mia had some killer curves. Her stomach was still flat, but her hips had filled out, and it made that dress look so good on her. Her hair was in an updo into a tight bun with a few strains hanging loose. We all decided to keep the makeup light, with natural colors, nothing bold, no red lipstick or purple eyeshadow. Heather chose a dark blue dress. It was backless, which I am sure Tyler will freak out about once he sees it. It was an off-the-shoulder with lace for trim on the sleeves, as they were loose-fitting on her slender arms. Thank God it had small, thin straps going over her shoulder. I wasn't sure how it would have stayed up without them. She wanted her hair down. She did small curls around her face, leaving the rest loose down her back. She looked so much older than she was. She wanted to wear heels, seeing as Tyler was tall. She said she did not want to seem like a midget next to him. All right, Willow, your turn, come have a look. Heather pulls my hand, making me stand in front of the mirror. I had my eyes shut. I was afraid to look at myself. What if I don't look as good as Mia and Heather? I was afraid of what scars were still there people would see. I was really regretting my choice of dress, Peeling my eyes open very slowly, I gasped when I saw myself. Was that really me? Was I able to look like that? My hair was half up and half down, with long, wavy curls in the pieces left down. My makeup was all natural and light shades, turning from side to side and then spinning all the way around. Nope, you couldn't see any of my marks. You look so beautiful, Willow, Mia says as she loops her arm through mine. All three of us stand in the mirror, looking at ourselves. A knock on the door pulled us out of our trance. Heather pulled the door open as we stepped out, Tyler blonde as he took us in, rubbing his forehead. I think we need more guards. You three are going to knock them on their asses when you walk in there. Lincoln. I felt better after talking with Dad. I wasn't in my head like I was this morning. The house looked great. It was busy. I had to give it to the Omegas. They worked their butts off getting everything ready, and with the Alphas who showed up early, they all worked together to keep everyone happy. Walking in the door, the buzz of the event was filtering through the air. Mom appeared in the hall while speaking to one of the Omegas. Her head lifted to see us. Ah, you two, do either of you know the time? She comes towards us. Dad scratched his temple. She stopped right in front of us, arms crossed, her foot tapping as she stared at us. I think I will go find River, and get ready, I say lowly as I take a step to the side. Yeah, you better get your butt moving, young man, she scolds me but never looks at me. She keeps her eye locked on Dad. Oh, he is so in for it. Hustling down the hall away from my angry-looking mother, I have a feeling her anger is more directed toward Dad right now. River, I call through the link. Hey man, your mom is looking for you? Oh, she found us. Oh, do you need medical attention? I can hear him laughing. Dude, shut up. Where are you? We need to get ready. I am up in my room. I had to pick up Mia's gift for tonight. I am on my way up. Did they drop my suit off? Yeah, man, it's here. Cutting the link, I make my way up to his floor. Lincoln, be ready and down here in an hour. Mom's voice rang through my head. Yes, Mother. Picking my pace up, I take the steps two at a time, not wanting to make her any more angry. 1 hour later, River and I make our way back down to the front foyer. Mom had linked us, saying that the girls would meet us down here. Tyler had gone up to escort them down. I wanted to go get Willow myself, but Mom insisted I wait down here for her. I did not see her dress, nor did River and Tyler. I was kinda excited to see her in it. I stood with River and Dad, waiting for them to come down. So, Dad, how much trouble did ya get into? He chuckled, slapping my shoulder. Son, you will learn there is something that will always get you out of the doghouse. Ugh, gross. Dad, I shoved his shoulder when it hit me. What that one thing was that his laugh filled the room. Not an image I wanted before the party. Geez, thanks, I shake my head, trying to get the thought out of it. Oh, you are always so dramatic, Mom's voice came from behind us. Walking up, sliding next to Dad as he wrapped an arm around her waist, kissing the top of her head, I couldn't help but smile at the two. Even though they act like teenagers, they are still very much in love with each other, and that is something I am looking forward to with Willow. Her scent hit my nose, causing me to turn, looking up as they stood at the top of the stairs. My breathing hitched as I took in the sight of her. She was in a burgundy-colored dress. It had a small slit in the front that stopped at her knee, lace sleeves the same color as the dress, ran down her arms to her elbows with a small flare at the end, thick straps going over her shoulders, with the thin silver belt looped around her waist. Her hair was down, but she had curled it in big curls as it lay on her shoulders. Her makeup was natural and light-colored. When she took a step, I could see her leg show through the slit in her dress. I felt a small shove on my back. Snapping out of my trance, I took a step, meeting her on the bottom step. Holding my hand out for her, she slides her hand into mine. Taking the last step to stand in front of me, I was lost for words as I looked down at her face. She was so beautiful, making me want to carry her back upstairs. I didn't want other males to see her. She was mine, she giggled, reaching up she touched my cheek. Lincoln, she says my name slowly. Blinking, I shake my head, smiling at her. You look beautiful. I slide my hand to her back, pulling her to me. My hand freezes as I feel lace on her back. Shutting my eyes, little one, please tell me that your dress is not completely laced on the back. When she doesn't answer, I open my eyes looking down at her. She is biting her bottom lip, raising a brow at her. I step closer, peeking over her back to find the back of it was all lace. Swallowing, standing straight up, leaning my forehead against hers. You are killing me, little one. Be happy it's at least got lace on it. Tyler's voice pulls my attention as I look up at him. He is standing there, arms crossed as he is peering down at Heather, who looks like a deer caught in the headlights. Heather. River says as he looks from Mia to her. She throws her hands in the air. What? She looks between Tyler and River, her hands on her hips. Tyler raises one brow at her. Don't what us? She rolls her eyes at him, causing him to growl. What have I said about rolling your eyes at me, little girl? She gulps as she starts to fidget with her dress. Heather. River calls her again. She looks at him. He lifts his finger, twirling it. She lets out a huff, spinning around. Oh hell no, you are going to change right now. River barks out, making her jump a bit. What? She scampers out. River, Mia tugs his arm. Stopping, he looks at her. I think she looks great. She not a baby, don't treat her like one. But, he raises his hand. She cuts him off. She is a young adult, and her mate is escorting her tonight. I think she looks wonderful, and you too. She points to River and Tyler, should be complimenting her, not complaining like a bunch of big babies. Heather smiles at Mia. Tyler lets out a sigh, stepping up and placing his hand on her hip. She right. I am sorry, Heath. You do look wonderful. Heather smiles up at him. Me too. I am sorry. Squirt. River hangs his head. Thank you, Heather tells them as she wraps her arm around Tyler's. She looks so small next to him. Mia pats his arm, then loops hers with his. All right, let's go. Mom claps her hand behind us, taking Willow's hand in mine, threading our fingers together. I then notice she is carrying a small box in her arm. What's with the box? I ask her. Her big eyes look up at me. Oh, this is for your mom, she quickly says as Mom turns, taking it from her rather fast. Thank you, dear. Mom tucks it under her arm as Dad looks down at her. Then glancing over his shoulder at me, I just shrugged my shoulders. Making our way to the hall, I could feel Willow's body starting to tense the closer we got. Pausing outside of them as they had been closed, Mom handed the box to one of the Omegas as she whispered something in her ear. The Omega nodded as she hurried away, brushing a hand over Dad's shoulder. She looped her arm with his. As the doors opened, I could hear the noise. Glanced down at Willow. She was staring into the room of people, pulling her together against me, leaning down. Breath, little one. Hearing her let out a breath, she smiled up at me. Next, I give you Prince Lincoln Declan and his mate Willow Winters. Hooking her arm in mine. Let's show you off, little one. Kissing her cheek, I led her through the doors and into the sea of people. Something told me this night was going to be great. The energy from everyone was high. There was no one to worry about crashing in or attacking us. My mate looked absolutely gorgeous. Everything was how it was supposed to be, and I wouldn't want to change it for anything. Willow. I looked around at all the people. Some smiled brightly at me, mostly the alphas. Some of the women bowed with a smile, and some glared. You could see the jealousy on their faces when Lincoln led me through the crowd. I could hear a few scoffs as they looked me up and down. We are now sitting at the table. It sat on a small stage, just enough to be higher than the other tables. I was so nervous I could barely eat anything, and the different smells were no help. My stomach was doing flips. Lincoln and his dad, along with River and Carter, were talking to some alphas a little ways from the table. Here, sweetie, sip some water. Hazel sets a glass of water with ice. Relief washed over me, taking a small sip as the cool water touched my lips. Looking up at her, thank you. She rubbed my shoulder. You all right? Mia asked as she slid into the chair next to me, giving her a nod. Yeah. I looked out at the hall. People were standing in groups. The music played throughout the hall. People had moved to the dance floor. Are you excited for tonight? A smile spread across my face, but I was nervous. I didn't know how he was going to react. Was he going to be happy? I am nervous about his reaction, I tell her as I place a hand on my stomach. He's going to be happy, no doubt about that. He is head over heels for you, Willow. And I'm not just saying that 'cause you are his mate. Warmth filled me. Thanks, Mia. I peeked over to Lincoln. He must have felt me looking 'cause his head turned as his eye found me. Turning to say something to the group, he spun, walking away. His sight set on me as he made his way back to the table, smiling as he got closer to the table, reaching next to me, leaning down, holding his hand out. Can I have this dance? Yes, you can. Sliding my hand in his, he helped me up, leading me to the dance floor. The music had changed as a slower song came on. People paired off together, swallowing slowly as I watched them move together. I had never danced with someone before. Nerves started to build as he pulled me to the middle of the floor. I am going to warn you. I am a terrible dancer. I chuckle out, trying to hide my nervousness. He pulls me close, placing his hand flat on my back and holding me against his front, placing a kiss on my forehead. Just follow me, little one. He begins to sway us slowly. Keeping my eye locked on his, everything around us disappeared. It was just him and me, feeling him tug me closer. So there was no space between us. his arms around my waist and my arms wrapped around his neck, laying my head against his chest and listening to his heartbeat. I felt his lips on the top of my head. When the song stops as another starts lifting my head, I look up at him. He's already looking down. Leaning down, he presses his lips to mine. A low groan leaves the back of his throat as he deepens the kiss. I was so lost in his lips against mine I didn't notice the music had stopped. A tapping sound broke us apart. Can I have everyone's attention? Turning, we saw his parents up on the stage on the far wall. I would like to move to the next part of the ball. My mate and I have decided it is time to step down and pass the Alpha King and Queen Luna title to our son and his mate, Lincoln and Willow. Would you please join us? He takes my hand and leads me to the stage. As he walks up, Hazel hugs me, and Lincoln shakes his father's hand. All right, his dad picked up a small dagger, placing it in his palm and closing his hand around it. Lincoln, do you swear to uphold the laws of our kingdom, be a fair and just leader to all, and put the safety of the pack and kingdom before all? I do, Lincoln says as his dad pulls the dagger through his hand and hands it to Lincoln. He does the same, clasping their hands together. I, Winston Declan, Alpha King of the Night Howlers, pass the title to you, Lincoln Declan. Cheers erupt as people whistled and shouted. His dad turns, holding his hand up. As Hazel stepped up, smiling at me, settle down, his dad called out. She took the dagger from Lincoln, holding it in her hand the same as his father did. Willow, do you swear to uphold the laws of our kingdom, rule as one next to you, mate, and be fair and just in your decisions to put the safety of the pack and kingdom for all? Sucking in a deep breath, I do, sliding the dagger across her palm. She hands it to me. Following the same as she did, she clasped her hand to mine. I, Hazel Declan, Queen Luna of the Night Howlers, pass the title to you, Willow Winters. A rush of energy washes over my whole body as a buzz fills the air, making a shiver run down my spine. Feeling a strong connection to all in the room as voice started popping into my head, all with congratulations, arms pull me aside as I feel Lincoln's body press against my side. Beeth, little one, he whispers in my ear. Feeling his breath on my ear made tingles run along my neck. I give to you, your new Alpha King and Queen Luna, his dad says as everyone starts clapping. Willow honey, turning my head, I see Hazel holding the box I prepared for Lincoln. I know you wanted to wait, but I think now is the perfect time, don't you? She holds out the box, taking it from her. My hands shake. Lincoln looks down. What that's? I thought it was for Mom. With a small laugh, I turn so I can face him fully. Everyone quiets down as they whisper among themselves. Actually, it is for you, but before I give it to you, I just want to say, I pause as I lip my lips, taking a breath. I stand up, looking him in the eyes. I want to say how grateful I am. If it was not for you, I would not be here today. You have been nothing but wonderful and patient with me. You showed me how life should be, removing my nightmares and fears. You have stood next to me and protected me. My life before you was dark, lonely, and cruel, but you have brought light and nothing but happiness, and for that, I am completely grateful to me, your mate. I have prepared something for you and hope you will be over the moon about it. I know that I am. I extend my hand, holding the box out to him, reaching up, placing a kiss on his cheek. He took the box from me, and with a small chuckle, he held it in one hand, pulling the top off. I hold my breath. He don't move. He just stares into the box, his eyes blinking a few times. Slowly, he reaches in, lifting out the first piece, a shirt that says, "Can't wait to meet you, Daddy." Someone must have seen the shirt as they started cooing, and Oz came out, swallowing his eye locked on the small print out of our little bean. Keeping the shirt in his hand, he takes the picture out as he stares at it, biting the inside of my cheek. I can feel my heart pounding in my chest. I swear it felt as if it would jump right out of me. His eyes lift to meet mine. I didn't know what to expect. Is this? He lifts the picture, nodding my head. Yes. My voice is low. Glancing down at the picture again, it feels like time is dragging by. Lincoln, say something. I couldn't take the silence anymore. Fear started to fill me. He wasn't happy. He didn't want it. How could I be so stupid? We haven't been together super long. Taking a step back. I am sorry. I could feel the tears building. I was only able to take one step when suddenly I was pulled against a body, my feet off the ground. Lincoln. I held the picture in my hand. It was a black and gray printout, and I could make out what looked like a little blob. Willow was pregnant. I was confused when I opened the box and saw the tiny little shirt folded neatly on the tissue paper. But then, when I read it, my heart jumped. Seeing the small picture, my lichen stirred under my skin. Willow was carrying our cub. I am sorry, her small soft voice cracked, making me look away from the picture in my hand. She took one step backward, and tears filled her eyes. Just as she was about to take another, I dove for her, wrapping my arms around her, lifting her feet off the floor. Willow, I nudge my nose in her neck. You carrying our child, our cub, our baby. Pulling back, the tears were running down her cheeks. Her little head nodded. Yes, she sniffled, setting her back on her feet. My hand went straight to her stomach. My forehead rested against hers. Lincoln, she calls my name softly. I opened my eyes, and her worried one looked back at me. You're not upset? Pressing my brows together. Upset? Why would I be upset? You didn't say anything, I thought. I cut her off, slamming my lips against her. I could hear cheers erupting throughout the hall, breaking the kiss. I am beyond happy, little one. You are carrying my heir, my child, and our child we made together. I couldn't be more happy. Her eyes shine at my words. Tucking her under my arm, I turned to face everyone. She wrapped her small arms around my waist, her body pressed against mine. I have an announcement. I hold up the picture and shirt in one hand. I want to share with you all. My Luna has just informed me we are expecting. She is carrying my heir and the future of this pack. Cheers broke out all through the hall. Some were whistling and hooting. A hand landed on my shoulder, making me turn. Dad stood there smiling. He pulled me into a hug with a hard pat on my back. Such wonderful news. I am very happy to hear and very proud of you. He let go, moving to Willow. He engulfed her in a hug. His huge body swallowed her whole. She hugged him back as she chuckled, pulling back. I am going to be a grandpa. Her head nodded as her cheeks were a light shade of pink. He turned to face the crowd. Let us celebrate. I am going to be a grandparent. Pulling Mom along with him, we all walked off the stage. People were coming up to congratulate us and wish us well. Willow was a trooper through it all. "Excuse me," I heard a deep voice behind us. Looking over, I saw Alpha Silver standing there. "Alpha Silver, thank you for coming." I hold my hand out for him, and he shakes it. He has a grip on him. For an older gentleman, I would not have missed it. "I wanted to thank you and your father again for being lenient with my boy. I know he screwed up. He is paying for it now, and I am sure he will not make the same mistake again. I am sure he won't. Like we told you in the meeting, we appreciated your help. We felt you handled that situation to the best of your judgment, and your boy really didn't break any laws yet, so that's what really saved him. Well, my many thanks, and I do believe a congratulations is in order." He looked at Willow. His widen. "I remember when my Fran was carrying. She had the most wonderful glow to her, just like you do, Luna." Willow smiled up at him. "Well, I must take my leave. It was wonderful to be here and share your news. If there is anything I can help with, please don't hesitate to call me. I am more than willing to help, thank you." "It was a pleasure meeting you, Alpha Silver." He shook my hand, placing a kiss on Willow's. "Pleasure was mine." He turned, walking through the crowd. Lincoln, who was that? And what happened with his son?" I didn't tell her about Caitlin or that her head was placed in a box and mailed to us. I saw Alpha Silver is a man I would not want to cross the wrong way, not after seeing what he did to Caitlin. That Alpha Silver, he had reached out to us. His boy got himself in trouble with a girl and asked for our help. I know it's not the full truth, but it's close to it. I don't want to upset Willow, especially now that I know she is carrying. It was hard enough calling her mother. Even though she didn't blame us for her daughter's death, it must have still been hard to hear. She gave an update on Milo and his mate Ashlyn. Those two have really straightened up, and I was pleased to hear how they have changed. Oh, I hope it wasn't bad, and there is my sweet little mate. No, he just needed some guidance. He understood where he was wrong after meeting with Dad and me. Alpha Silver is a good alpha and father. He loves his kids and would do anything for them. I know someone else who is going to be the same." She leans her head against my arm, looking up at me. "Oh, you do you?" Looking down at her as she smiles, nodding her head. "And who might that be?" "You know him. He's tall, very good looking, has a body like a god. He's also very sweet and caring and has a good heart, and most of all, I love him." He sounds dreamy. I pull her to my front, arms around her back. Her hands lay on my upper arms, her head nods. He most definitely is." Leaning down, "Should I be jealous?" I ask against her ear. I feel her body quiver. "Never," she whispers. "Wise, is that? By the way, you describe this person," her finger pressed against my lips. "You never have to be because you are my Mr. Dreamy." Reaching up, she presses her lips to mine. As I was about to scoop her up and dash for our room, Rivers's voice cut through the hall. When he started singing, people started singing happy birthday. I was not sure when anything was announced. I was so wrapped up with Willow moments ago, but I guess he started the surprise for her. Two Omegas wheeled out a cart that had a huge cake on it. Willow was clapping and singing with everyone. When they stopped before Mia, the girl was already crying as River hugged her. Heather and Tyler were standing next to them. There are presents, but they can wait till later, River tells her. Heather gasps at him. River suddenly drops to one knee. Ah, this is what he had planned. He wouldn't tell me what he was up to, said it was to be a surprise, wrapping my arms around Willow, pulling her back against me, and letting my hand rest on her stomach. Warmth filled my chest at the thought of her carrying our baby, leaning forward, nuzzling my face in her neck, breathing in her scent. Clapping made me pull my head up as I saw River hugging Mia and spinning around with her. Heather was crying now, as was my mate. When River set Mia on her feet, she ran straight for Willow and me, letting go of Willow as Mia got closer, hugging each other. River walked over, shaking his hand. Congratulations, brother, thanks. Sorry, I didn't tell you about my plans, shaking my head. Don't worry about it. I get it why you didn't. Cutting the cake, we watched Mia open her gifts. She didn't show the one from Heather. Mia's face was redder than a tomato as she glared at Heather. Gonna guess what was in that gift bag. I felt content and happy. My life was full. I had my family and friends all around. My mate was pregnant. I was going to be a dad. I carried the title and was able to continue with our family reign. What more could I want or need? Bonus Chapter 1. Willow. 2 years later, Mama, hearing his small cries. Turning around as he came shuffling into the room dragging his small blue blanket, rubbing his eye with the hand that wasn't holding the blanket. Ah, my baby! I reached down, scooping him up and holding him to me, his little head lying against my chest. He looked so much like his father and was a cuddler like him, too. Kissing his hair, I walked over and sat on the couch. You wake up from your nap, baby? Da. He lifts his head, looking around, his eyes searching for him. He was his dad's mini-me. He followed Lincoln everywhere, and Lincoln was so wonderful with him. Never did he hesitate to take him with. Even when he was working in his office, he would take him. Even Lincoln's dad was all about this boy. He would spend hours with him. It turned into tug-of-war between Hazel and Winston, each wanting the extra time with their grandbaby. He's working, baby, but Mama is here. Let's get you changed and then some lunch. His bottom lip trembled. As I stood from the couch, heading for his room, don't cry. Daddy will be back soon, I cooed at him, but little tears filled his eyes. He definitely was a daddy's boy, Lincoln, I called through the link. Little one, you all right, little man? Okay. Smiling at his words, yes, we are fine. Some little boy woke up, and someone wasn't there, laying him on the floor after I grabbed his things to change him around. I am sorry, he was out when I left. Let me finish, and I'll be there, take your time. I am getting him lunch. I'll take him over to the daycare to play with the other kids. Are you sure? I can come back now. I don't care. You two come first. This is why I love him. He always puts us first. He will drop whatever he is working on if we need him. No, finish what you are working on. I need to meet with Mia and start the list for the Alpha's ball. All right, little one, love you too. Cutting the link, I focus back on the little boy who has long forgotten about his dad and is now running around his room. Get back here, I chase after him as he giggles, running in a circle. Gotcha. I scoop him up, blowing raspberries on his belly, making him laugh and wiggle. "Come crazy, child, let's get dressed. You want to go play with Garrett?" At the sound of his name, he was bouncing and clapping. "Garrett." I chuckled at how he said his name. He couldn't get the G sound of his name, so it came out Garrett. Garrett was Mia and Rivers's little boy. Mia ended up pregnant the night River marked her, making Garrett a month younger. "Yeah, buddy, Garrett." Upon hearing that he was helping me pull his clothes on, "Slow down baby," I laughed as he took off running out of the room. "Hey, little man, you need to eat lunch first." He stopped at the door. "No, I want Garrett." Hands on my hips, I stared down at my son, who is giving me one of his father looks, head tipped down as he looks up with his eyes. "After lunch?" He stomps his little foot. "No." He crosses his arms, sticking his bottom lip out. If I weren't trying to stare down my child, I would have laughed, but I can't show weakness now, not with this little boy. "Damon Michael Declan, you either eat lunch or you don't get to go play with Garrett." "Mama, please, Garrett," he says as little tears build in his eyes. He is so much his father's child trying to work me over. "Stay strong," I tell myself. "Well, then march your little butt into the kitchen," I point to it, not breaking my eye contact. "This kid will be a handful when he gets older." "He definitely is an alpha child," he says nothing as he hangs his head, walking so slowly to the kitchen that I think a snail could move faster. I smiled to myself, then a fist pump while his back was to me. "Stubborn little turt," I thought as I walked behind, placing him in the chair. He kept his head down, not looking at me, or he really is laying it on thick today. Whipping up a quick lunch, I set it in front of him. Reaching down, kissing his cheek. "Mama loves you, baby, that did it." He looked up with a smile, his eyes beaming. Yep, he is totally his dad's kid. He quickly ate his lunch. "All right, let's go," I tell him. He was out of the chair and to the door before I walked out of the kitchen. We walked along the path, heading towards the daycare. Lincoln had a house built for us before Damon was born, saying we need privacy. I didn't argue. I do not mind living away from the hustle and bustle of the pack house. Don't get me wrong, I love being around the pack members, and I love being Luna to them all, but there are times when it can be hectic and draining. Those are the days I appreciate our home and its quietness of it. Once the building came into view, Damon wanted to run. He was pulling on my hand and jumping, chuckling. I picked up my pace, opening the front door. "Ah, Luna Willow," the girl stood walking around the counter. "I see you brought Damon." She pushed open the door on the side, letting us walk in. "Garrett," he called out as soon as we stepped in, taking off when he spotted Garrett on the other side of the room playing with some blocks. "I'll be back about 4. He has already had lunch. "Yes, Luna, we just finished lunch here as well." After one quick glance at Damon, I leave, making my way to the pack house. I know Mia is probably in my office. I greeted members as I walked in and went straight to my office. I could already hear voices in there. "Oh my God, Heather!" Mia's voice rang out. "What?" "I don't want that picture on my head." Waking in, I found Mia rubbing her forehead as Heather sat there smiling at her. "Heather, what are you doing to my beta now?" She places her hand on her chest. "Me? Willow, how could you think it was me?" Blinking her eyes at me. rolling my eyes at her. Oh please, it is always you. I point my finger at her. Willow. She holds the back of her hand to her forehead. You wound me. She slouches in her chair like she is going to pass out. You better behave, or I'll call that mate of yours. I smirk at her. Oh, so it's like that, huh? I'm not afraid of the big oaf. She looks at her nails like it was nothing. PFF. I wave at her. You not fooling me. I raise a brow at her. We will know Tyler will go all caveman on her, throw her over his shoulder, and show her who is in charge. Heather turned 16 last year. She and Tyler are great together. He hands her better than anyone. She is a spitfire. With Heather being of beta blood, she could sense her mate early, but Tyler won't mark her till she is 18, which is another year yet. She is always trying to pull something on him to get him to mark her now. She don't like not bearing his mark. It's her Lincoln who is pushing it. She wants her mate's mark on her. Lincoln made Tyler his gamma, seeing as he was mated to Heather. Tyler was great for that position. She rolls her eyes. Whatever. She waves me off. Okay, we need to actually work. We need to get the list ready for the Alpha Ball. They need to be sent out this week, and we need to pick a color theme. Hey, Willow, it has been 2 years. I thought for sure last year you would surprise Lincoln with another baby. How about this year? Coughing as I look up at her. What? No. My eyes moving to Mia. She shook her head. Ha, I knew it. Heather jumps up. You're pregnant, aren't you? Bonus Chapter 2. Lincoln. 5 years later. So we are all set on design, right? I asked as I flipped through the sketches of the new training building. Yeah, they broke ground yesterday, so any final changes need to be made so the contractors can start, putting the papers back in one pile. I don't see anything that needs to change. Did they give a finishing date? They said 6 to 7 months. As long as the weather holds out, it will be done by winter. Good. The old building is too small, and with how much this pack has grown, having to break the classes down makes it harder to cover them. Walking back to my desk, give the go-ahead. I want it done as soon as possible. Will do. I will send the email. River plops down at the small table as he starts typing away on a laptop. As I clicked on the keyboard, my office door swung open, slamming against the wall. As the familiar giggling of some little boy, "Daddy, Daddy," he comes running around the desk. "Hey, little man," he climbs up on my lap. "What are you doing?" he asked as he looked at my desk, then peeked up at the door he left wide open. "Just some pack business." "What are you doing?" I raised a brow at him. I can see he was up to something. Every time he runs in here trying to act all cool and innocent, which we all know is so not true, he and Garrett get themselves into more trouble than a clan of 20 could. "Oh, nothing. I was just missing you, so I came to see you." He gives me a big tooth grin. I hear River snort as he covers his face, hiding his laugh, glaring at him. He sobers up, looking back down at my kid, who clearly has been up to something. "Where is Millie?" His face pales. He fidgets with his fingers. "She said I could find you." "Oh, she did she?" His head bobbed. "Ahoy!" River snorts again. Looking up at him, he holds his hand up. "Sorry, you know River, Garrett is to be with Millie as well." He freezes, his face blank, and then it hits him. Damon is in here, but where is Garrett? His eye slowly slid to my little troublemaker, Damon. He says his name, raising his brows. My kid shrinks back against me. Where's Garrett? Just as he asked, a bunch of yelling followed a scream. River jumps up, going out the door. I just look at my kid, not saying a word. Lincoln, you may want to see this, River calls through the link. He sounds like he's laughing. Something you want to tell me before I walk out that door? He shakes his head, but the look says it all. Standing, I set him on his feet, gesturing with my hand. Let's go. His shoulder slumps, his hand clasped in front of him, and he walks in front of me. I follow all the commotion, which leads me to the kitchen. Walking into the kitchen, I stopped in my tracks. I watched as the scene in front of me was chaotic, as the kitchen staff was running around. Some were on the counters. Others held brooms as they swung them, smacking them against the floor and screaming like a banshee. River doubled over, laughing. Dude, they filled the kitchen with frogs. I managed to get out between his fits of laughter. Glancing down at my kid, he looked up, giving me a lopsided smile. What is God green earth is going on? Willow yelled as she stepped through the back door. Why are there frogs everywhere? She looks around as these little green blobs are hopping all over. Her eyes move to lock in on our child, and her arms are folded across her chest. Uh-oh, Damien whispers next to me. It is taking everything I have not to laugh. What is with all the yelling? Heather walks in. Holy Mother of God! She squeals, jumping on the chair. What the hell are those? By now, everyone has made their way to the kitchen to watch the craziness unfold. It took almost 2 hours to catch all the frogs. Taking them back outside, man, I have no idea where they found all these frogs. River chuckled as we dumped the last of them out, watching them hop off. They must have spent a good couple of hours catching them all. Shaking my head, at least they didn't put itching powder in anyone's pants this time. River starts to laugh. Last month, those two put itching powder in all the patrol's pants, so when they got back and dressed, they were jumping and scratching by the time they reached the pack house. Some even ripped off their pants, throwing them, rubbing my forehead. Where did I go wrong? River just laughs. Looking over at him, you know I blame you. I punch his shoulder. What, me? What did I do? You are always joking about and playing tricks on the women. Now look, our kids have followed in your footsteps. He waves his hand at me. Nah. Reaching the pack house and walking in the back door, Damien and Garrett sitting at the counter, heads hung low, as the women are scolding them. You both are grounded. That means no playing outside and no games, and definitely no going with your dads to training. Willow lays out their punishment. Yes, Ma, Damien says. Yes, Luna. Garrett follows suit. You are excused. Now scoot. She waves her hand at them, both jumping off the stools and running out of the kitchen. I walked up behind her, sliding my arms around her waist, pulling her back against me. Frog. As she looks over her shoulder, she asks, where do they get these ideas? I raise my brow, rolling my eye toward River. Her face softens with a sigh. Yeah, you are probably right. I have never seen that many frogs in one area, Heather says as she sits on one of the stools the boys just vacated. I have to give to them pretty crafty. Tyler takes the stool next to Heather, I have to get Savannah from daycare. Do you want us to come back here or meet us at the house? I'll meet you at home. Got a few more things I need to finish. Alright, keep watch of that boy of yours. Chuckling, I kiss her cheek. Sure thing, little one, it took me about an hour to finish my work. Gathering Damien up, we headed back to the house. Is Vanna home? He asked as we made our way down the path. He was a handful, but he loved being a big brother. He doted on her all the time. It didn't matter what she did. He never got mad at her. Mia and River had another as well. It was another boy. They named him Trace. He and Garrett were just like Damien and Savannah. Heather and Tyler have not had any kids. They tried for a while, but Heather got discouraged and gave up trying. Tyler stuck by her even when she tried pushing him away. She felt he needed to find someone to give him pups, but he stayed beside her. She loves the hell out of her nephew and nieces and claims we are her family. She is always up for babysitting. Reaching the porch, I could hear music. Standing by the door, I peeked in the window. Willow was holding Savannah as she danced around the room. Warmth spread through my chest. A giggle made me look down. Let's go. Pushing the door open, Willow spun around. Da. Savannah reaches out with hands, taking her in my arms. Dance da. Dance. Laughing, I began to dance. Glancing over, I see Willow dancing with Damien. As he laughs and giggles as she spins him, Savannah sees them wiggling. I dance with Dammy. Getting down, she runs to him as they hold hands, jumping around, giggling like crazy. I grabbed my mate and pulled her to me. Can I have this dance? She smiled at me. You most certainly can. It has been years, and she can still make my heart flutter. I love her more each day. She is a wonderful Luna to the pack, a great friend to everyone, and the best mother to our pups. My life is full of love, and I would not change anything or do it differently. Our road was a hard one, but together, we bet it and those who tried to take us down. My love, my mate, MT little one. Join our Facebook and WhatsApp group for more updates, link is given in description. Rest audiobook will be continued in next episode.